We would not have been able to achieve this bill without the good work of my good friend, who I'd like to now introduce, Congressman Mike Conaway from Texas.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Rob. I appreciate those overly kind words. I'll try to live up to them as we go forward. Also want to thank the chairman, Ike Skelton, and ranking member Buck McKeon for entrusting Rob and I with these efforts. This is important stuff, and the chairman and the ranking member, their trust is greatly appreciated. Both of them mentioned the other panel members. I want to shout out to them as well. Jim Cooper, Brad Ellsworth, and Joe Sistak on the Democrat side, and my good friend Mike Kaufman and Duncan Hunter on our side. It really was a nonpartisan issue. We never had any kind of a conversation whatsoever that you could have listened to and said, well, that's just the Republican mantra or that's just the Democratic mantra. It really is about trying to get what's best done for our warfighters and the taxpayer, as my good colleague has said. Rob did a good job of briefly going through the bill. I want to focus on the audit issues that are still facing us. There has been in place a law that said since 1990 that said the federal government would produce auditable and audited financial statements. Every dollar that's being spent may be spent perfectly right now, but we don't know that, and we can't prove that to you, the taxpayer, that that's happening. That can only get proven by having independent audits tell us that they have systems in place that protect assets. Those systems then generate the proper reporting, that the data that the Department of Defense needs to run their business, to make decisions, to do the things that they do, is accurate data, and that they can be relied upon to make good management decisions. And today that's not the case. The approach that we take under this bill is a carrot and stick kind of deal, where we say if your organization gets done early and you can be audited quicker than the 2017 deadline that's currently law. We attempted to try to move that date up because I'm a little anxious that that's way too far in the future. But as a substitute, we said if you can get your entity audited early, then there should be rewards for the entity itself. And we put in place some discretion for the undersecretary to be able to set up incentives for the overall organization. By the same token, this will only get done by the hard work of individuals who do that work. Currently, the Corps of Engineers Civil Works Group is the only one that can be audited within the Department of Defense. It has a clean audit statement. That came as a result of hard work. It also came as a result of attention from the top, starting with the Secretary and moving on down. So this bill puts in place reward opportunities for the individuals who will actually do the hard work, who will spend the extra time, will do the overtime hours, and will get it done as an incentive to help them get there. But the private sector was trying to figure out a way to deal with that and cope with that. Requires that every publicly held company in this country have audited financial statements, a very strict definition. We should hold ourselves in the federal government accountable to those same standards. The Department of Defense, really no one else in government should have a laxer standard than we require the private sector to abide by. And this bill moves us that direction. We still have a long way to go. I don't discount how hard it will be for the good men and women in the management side of business to get this done. It will require a spectacular amount of hard work and effort on their part, but that's the job we've asked them to do. That's the job they've agreed to do. And now we as taxpayer shepherds want to make sure that that gets done through this audit process, and that we have some ability to gain confidence that what we've asked them to do with the resources that we provide them. More resources on a discretionary basis go through the Department of Defense than any other entity that we have out there, because it's the single most important thing that we do is protect this country.